Hi, I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live, and Mike from REM Window Washing is still in the house. We're talking about insurance companies, WSIB, getting ripped off, trying to keep claims down, and what else you can do other than pay the man. We got a lot of big things coming up over the next 3 months. PM Expo's in December. We are the official podcaster for PM Expo in Toronto, Ontario in the first week of December. I am Tim Byrne Almost Live. I am Tim Byrne. I am Tim Byrne Almost Live. I just want to keep repeating that because I forgot what I was supposed to say. But I will. See you on the backside.
So you hired a CFO recently?
Yeah.
First time?
Yeah.
Like first CFO? First real CFO?
VP Finance, not CFO. VP
Sure.
Finance, yeah.
How long has he been there for?
4
and
weeks.
We'll cut this out if we need to.
No, 4 weeks.
Okay, so
4 to 6 weeks, yeah.
do you think it's going to give you the value you need to get to where you want to go? So between that's a big expense.
It's very
Huge.
Yes.
Mixed in with
I also hired an EVP, which is a bigger expense. Yeah.
all in the last couple months?
Just almost $500,000 in salaries. Executive vice president. Someone that runs my company.
Executive vice president.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's $500,000.
I don't know acronyms either. People just come in the show all the time. They come up and they go spill out acronyms at me, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what you're saying. And they talk to me like I should, and I'm like, I don't have a fucking clue what they just said.
EVP, executive vice president.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I think half the people that watch it also go to their buddy in the car, whatever. Like, what the fuck do you mean? But those are two massive expenses.
Almost $500,000 salaries. Huge.
And then you mix in with Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
You just increased your overhead by almost $1 million bucks.
Yeah. I'm building it to sell it. But a good EVP and a good VP finance, they're worth their weight in gold.
Where'd you find them? How'd you find them?
So my VP finance, I went to school with him, went to Schulich with him.
Okay.
And my EVP is we hired a headhunting agency, and I said I want a military person, someone with a military background. Because again, I'm trying to structure the business where it's literally regimented. And 20 years in the military, this and that. And
How'd you find them?
Headhunter.
So you paid
They got 20%, 20% of their salary.
Whatever the fuck it was.
Got to pay that invoice, actually, just reminded me, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that, and the headhunter gives you a warranty for 6 months or a year,
Yeah,
or
something like
some
that.
dog shit thing, right?
Yeah.
That if you don't like the guy, you can off
Exactly.
him, and they'll pick up the damage and make it go away and make it all work for you, right?
Yeah, knock on wood.
How long did it take you to hire them? And those are two big hires.
EVP, I was looking for 6 months, a long time.
And he's your friend.
No,
he's the military
VP
guy.
Finance is my friend. So the EVP, it was such a hard job to hire for because I was hiring somebody to replace me. And you're interviewing someone literally to think, can he do my role? Because the whole point is that he's supposed to take care of the day-to-day operation. That's something that I do. And that's why it took me a while.
How long?
3 weeks. So we'll see. TBD.
And I guess he's still in shock and awe training, messing around, or do you actually see a difference already?
It's too soon. People ask me, it's a little bit too soon.
Right, I got that.
But we make the joke that he's been in war zones and then he's seeing this, fuck this, right? But no.
Right?
I think he'll be fine.
I find most of my staff, whatever level they're in, there's a 3-month honeymoon period.
Mm-hmm.
The next, and this is like literally across the board, the first 3 months of a new person's honeymoon, because our building and the way we have, usually the music's full blast, but we're recording, but music's full blast, there's dogs running around the office, it's very laid back, high pack, go, but very fun. The next 3 months, the rose petals fall off,
right? And
they kind of because now everybody, I find my staff naturally will help you in that first 3 months.
Okay.
Next 3 months are kind of like you're on your own, and they kind of and you can't take, and you realize that you're on your own, and then sometime between the 6 month and the 9 month, they either find their place inside the organization and take off, or they leave.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, I literally have two types of employees, and I've said this a million times. I have under 3 years in life. Right,
okay.
So they either make it or they don't.
Right,
and literally between that 9 months to 1 year, that 7.5 months to 11 months, that right in that around that 9 month window is when there's a turning point for them, and I can either see them blossom and everything does this, or they fucking tailspin and get the fuck out of the way. And I bet your executive team will be very similar. It's going to click. They're going to be happy, excited, give you all kinds of weird, wonderful ideas. And then there's 3 months of because if you're a true entrepreneur, you're going to encourage those new ideas, and then sometime between the third and the sixth month, you start going, done it, tried it, I'm not doing that again.
I try to be as open-minded as I can. And I don't, again, I know it sounds so cliche. It does. I know you're laughing.
Yeah, because it does.
It's if I'm paying people $500,000 a year, I don't need them to be yes men.
Oh no, I told my CFO, all right, because my CFO was a very gentle man. He's 61 years old, and I hired no offense, I hired a guy that was 61 on purpose. I wanted age, stability, because I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur. So I needed 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and that's what you get for a 61-year-old.
Hiring a pope, like
right? Because it's all very the same because they're routine at that age. They're just paced and they're routine. When you hire a 30-year-old or a 35-year-old, it's like guns a blazing, motherfucker, let's go, fuck, right? So. But he's so soft and so nice that the odd time when we do this, because I'm like, why, when, how, why, when, how, right? He gets, and we get a little confrontation. I look at him and he often will appease me, pacify me. And I'm like, see, if we don't fucking crush skulls every once in a while, you're not doing your job.
I told my VP finance.
Right.
I told my VP finance, his job is honestly to keep me under control.
Yeah.
Saying, I want to do this. Mike, we can't afford to
not
do
now.
this.
Wait
you got to
till
wait
there,
6
wait till
months
there.
or whatever.
Right.
I literally hired a babysitter.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want my CFO, my financial officer, to go. I want him to bash my head. I want to crush heads together. And I looked at him. I said, if we're not banging heads once in a while, we're probably not doing the right thing.
Right. I agree.
Because I'm the risk taker.
And he's supposed to hold you back.
And you're supposed to fucking grab those reins and pull the bit in my mouth and pull me back all the time.
Hiring a finance person was interesting. Because they're all so dry, they're so by the book, like you almost falling asleep in the falling asleep in the interview. But I have my advisor, one of my board members.
Oh, it's like Anthony Vinzi, right? It's like eating paint chips. That's what that's like. A financial guy eating paint chips.
And he told me,
they're not.
That's what VP Finance is. That's exactly what you need. I go, fuck.
Yeah, they're not creative.
No,
they follow process. They measure risk.
Very analytical,
and they measure risk on the soft side, not the high side. Like they don't want to take risks. They're risk averse. So they don't want to do anything. Every time I try to implement something new in my organization, they try to hold you back. He says, we'll try that next month. We'll try that next quarter. I'm not even talking about spending money. I'm talking about just implementing a new process or revamping something. Let's try that. And I'm like, no, fuck, turn it on.
Right.
Turn it on tomorrow. Let's make that go now.
Right.
He's like, well, we know we could cause this, cause that. I'm like, no, fuck it. Let's just do it. Because I have a pair of twos and I'm, whoop, all the chips. Bet. And he's always, we try the next month. Let's think about that. Hang on to that. Put a pin in it, right?
What's what you're paying for?
I got that.
Yeah.
So it drives me a little crazy though. And it must drive, I don't know if you had the full experience
Not yet.
Where he's settled
Too
in
soon.
Because you feel like, okay, we need to fucking make this happen.
I know that we need to put the procedures that we don't have in place. We're no longer a small company that, keep in mind, we grew from a $2 million company 3 years ago to doing tens of millions in 2.5, 3 years. So we became a big company very, very quickly. And we simply didn't have the systems and procedures.
Finance the money?
Of course. We had to.
Right.
I'm all about leverage. All about leverage.
Right. Leverage the whole fucking thing.
I mean, I know it's an old school, like my grandparents.
But not factoring.
Factoring is expensive ass money. No, that's like that's extortion money, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about
lines of credits.
Let's put it this way. Let's say $1 million. For me to pay, I triple labor. So if I pay $1 million in labor, I'm going to bill out 3. If I borrow $1 million from TD at 5%, I'm going to spend 50 grand. $1 million in labor, I'm going to bill out 3, 20% return. I'm going to make 600 grand. So I'm paid 50 grand to make 600. That's I'm all about leverage. It's the only way to have rapid growth. The old school mentality, I'm not buying it till I have the cash in the bank. Cool. You're going to do this business for the next 80 years.
That's me.
Well, that's old school.
No,
new school.
Literally the words out of your mouth.
Yeah.
You can't buy with capital, but.
Yeah, that's what I say about everything. Yeah, everything I own, we own outright. I don't like.
I disagree with that.
Leveraging. And I got that. By the way, I've had TD Bank. TD Bank 2 years ago came to us and went, Tim, why don't you just refinance everything? We'll give you $25 million. Take that and run. And I'm always like, ah.
I asked you when we had drinks. The question is if you need it. And you said, no, everything that I asked you, do you have can you do more projects? And if the answer is no, then why the hell do you need the money?
Right.
If you're not doing projects because you don't have the money, that's a different story.
Totally.
Take 5% money. It's free money.
Right. Yeah. It's in our industry too, and it's changed in the last 5 years in the glass wall industry. When you're putting in a new glass wall, more and more and more of our competitors and all my competitors, the E1s and everybody watching, we ask for deposits because you're ordering something very, very custom from us.
Right.
And there's no going back.
We can't.
So like literally we're ordering something that if you don't take it, I'm putting it in the garbage.
Right.
So we've been asking for deposits, and general contractors have been going back to their client going, I need a deposit because the state asked for one. And whether you're Camden Glass, E1, Flynn, Oldcastle, all these big companies that we quasi compete with, we're the small fish in a very big pond. We ask for deposits now because of that.
Right.
Saying that, the nice thing is what was the catalyst at? Guys like Ignora, which is a big glass manufacturer, makes really custom cool shit.
Okay.
They started asking for deposits about 6 years ago.
Yeah, our industry can't.
So we started asking for deposits about 3 years ago. And the first few times we did it, even my internal office were like, you can't ask them all, we haven't got anything yet. And I'm like, no, fuck. I'm out because they're asking for it. I got a payable. Mm-hmm. So I had payables from Ignora, for instance, that were like, we want the money now before you even see a product for 8 weeks.
Right.
And my old CFO would tell me, let's wait until we get it and then we'll bill it. Well, my clients are paying me 60, 90 days.
Right.
That's what your clients pay, right? Yeah. Same pile. So I would be literally 5 to 7 months on the money that I gave, right?
Yep.
And I was like, I'm out. I'm not doing this. And I could borrow it. I'm still waiting 7 months, all because I didn't have the courage to look at my client and go, can I have a deposit, please? Legitimate deposit.
What's your biggest expense? Is it the actual windows, the glass, or is it labor?
It's 50-50.
So imagine your industry now, taking my industry, where my pretty much only cost is labor, and I pay my labor every Friday.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm not even getting terms of my labor. You're getting terms in your glass. I'm not getting terms of my labor.
Yeah, but the customs, like I just said, a lot of the custom glass stuff, I don't get terms on. They want money before.
You want COD, yeah?
8 weeks, and we don't get it for 8 weeks. No, this isn't COD when we get it on our
when you order it.
They want, you hand them a purchase order with a check, and you'll see the glass in 12 weeks.
So why don't you do purchase order? Why don't you do financing of the bank? Why is it all cash?
Well, now, because the market's changed, because we can ask people for deposits now, and it's become normal.
But you're still putting your money on the line.
I am, yes. Well, actually, I guess I'm not. I guess I theoretically I'm putting my clients. Because I get my clients to give me a deposit, and then I hand my deposit money over to my...
Right.
And my deposit money has profit on it.
Sure.
Right? It's not just if my cost was $100,000, I'm not charging them $100,000.
The ultimate goal is to have your working capital is not even yours. That's the ultimate goal.
Correct.
So you're making money on someone else's money.
Right. So if I get deposits, they're self-financed.
Sure.
They're financing the job now, not me.
So you don't have to put up any of your capital as the project goes through?
There are moments. The holdback is the killer. So
The 10%?
Do you deal with holdbacks?
When we do post-construction work, we do. And which drives me fucking nuts. You know why? We're doing a post-construction window cleaning. Keyword post. Construction's done, guys.
You're fucking gone.
Why are you holding my money? Well, because they can.
Yeah, the stat deck's been signed, boys and girls. Fucking close it up and let's go.
It's literally people living inside the unit when we're ready to clean it.
It's no longer a construction site. You've got financing. This is an
I don't
operating
blame them.
cost.
I would do the fucking same.
Yeah.
If I don't have to pay the 10%, I'd rather drag it out. So it is what it is.
The Ontario Lean Act is changing again this October.
Okay.
So there was a change last October. There's going to be a change this October. But one of the really detrimental points of that Lean Act, and a lot of the building contracts, I don't know if you have the same clause in it. There's a thing called paid when paid. There's a clause, paid when paid.
Yep.
We've been writing this out because I've always said, if I'm working for you, then I'm not waiting for you to get paid. I don't care. Actually, I don't even give a shit if you get paid. I really don't. I work for you. And if you're getting the money from Alex, then I'll work for Alex. If you're telling me I have to wait for her, then I'll have access to that and I'll give my PO to her and she can pay me.
We talked about it last time. I don't know why you don't insure. Do you have a bad debt or no? Not really.
None.
Okay. Because I told you, we insure our receivables. Every single one of my receivables is insured. You don't pay me. Good luck dealing with the insurance company. They have much bigger lawyers than you. So
I like that idea, by the way, when you said it.
Yeah, we insure all our AR. And because we insure it, we can get more money from the bank on it because the bank loves it.
Right.
Risk-free. And you're charging interest on it.
What's the insurance cost you percentage-wise?
So call it, we have our policy is $20 million, and we're spending $40,000 a year. And then if we have no claims, then we have no claims because most people pay. And then if the ones that don't, we don't put a claim through because it's not worth it.
Do they chase them for the money?
The insurance company should. And the insurance company we use is called Coface or Coface. It's a French company, $2 trillion in assets. That company has lawyers.
When you have a bad debt, somebody doesn't pay you.
I give it to Coface. Coface writes me a check within a week.
For that money?
Yep. And then Coface goes after them.
I love that shit.
And
how aggressively?
We never had to do it. But the thing is, you use it as a card because Coface insures most of the world. So especially when you're dealing with builders, if you throw out the word, I'm going to make a claim to Coface or Coface, they shit their pants because none of their suppliers are going to do business with them. Because if they get blacklisted for Coface, no one's doing work with them. So Coface, I make fun of it. It's literally the mob. You're paying them for protection, and they collect for you if somebody doesn't pay.
I fucking love
Just
that.
white collar mob.
Legal.
At
legal
what
mob.
point do they raise your premium up based off the claims you make?
I have no idea. We don't have to. The second you utter the word Coface, people pay. So how it works is, let's say we do work for Stadia. Coface has a portal. I say Stadia Industries that has every company on the planet, and says, how much credit am I requesting? I want to insure 100 grand. 100 grand?
So you insure each transaction?
No.
independently?
Yeah. How much maximum money I'm out? Right?
Globally.
For that, for Stadia.
Just for Stadia.
For example, I want 100 grand. Because again, my policy is 20 million, but for that one, I want 100 grand. They either approve it on the spot. Again, if you're Brookfield, for example, they'll approve it on the spot, or they approve it in 24 hours. If they don't approve you, that's my credit adjudication. If Coface tells me not to deal with them, I'm not fucking dealing with them. There's a reason they're telling me not to deal with them. So it's no longer a rolling dice. Am I going to get paid? No, they're telling me not to deal with them. So it's my credit adjudication.
If you deal with them, will they still insure? If they said no, don't deal with Tim Byrne,
Then they don't insure it.
they won't insure it.
There's a part of my policy, there's a blanket, any receivable under 15 grand, they insure. But it's a $10,000 deductible, so they know you're never going to put a claim through. So it's a empty promise. But
But will they go fight it on a collections level for you still, or no?
will they go for
Do
15
they do
grand?
collections?
They do the collections if you need it. So keep in mind, they insure two things. Number one, they insure insolvency. Company goes bankrupt. Number two, they insure government turmoil. Let's say you're doing business in, I don't know, Nicaragua and the currency goes to shit. And number three, they insure for the check is in the mail, the check is in the mail, the check is in the mail, you never get it. They don't insure for workmanship. If they say, I'm not paying you because you did a shit job, they go, that's not my problem. The problem in my industry is when
How do
someone,
you prove that you don't do a shit job in window washing?
we get sign-offs. So we
Does it
finish the
work?
north facade, sign off. West facade, sign off. East facade, sign off. South facade.
Because tomorrow could be a
sign off.
rainstorm, right?
So I get sign off on all four sides. And then the fifth side, there's no fifth side, is the ground level, which is done last because obviously gravity goes down. So the only thing that can fuck me on is the ground.
And the grounds
It's a couple $100.
But the grounds you do every week or every.
No, but we do that last. So the whole point is if I do a $50,000 building, I split it up, call it 12,500 each side, and last side is $5,000, for example. So if they say we're not paying, excuse me, I have 4 sign-offs. You owe me 45 grand. The other five we can fight about, but this one I have to sign off on. There's literally nothing you can say. So at that point, it doesn't really make sense not to pay me. We're talking about literally the ground windows.
And all your clients are commercial clients, or condo corps, MTCCs.
My biggest issues are builders, because builders don't like to pay their bills.
General contractors.
Yeah. And it reminds me of what my real estate prof said, that in real estate, you don't make money when you sell, you make money when you buy, because there's a market price for what you can sell for.
Right.
The only way you make money is by paying as little as possible to build it. How do you make money? By not paying contractors.
Right.
So that's why I hate dealing with builders.
Yeah, that was going back to the original conversation about GCs for us.
Yeah.
The holdback side of it. So you do $1 million job or a $2 million
Right.
job, you're talking about $200,000 holdback.
Right.
They constantly claim that they haven't been paid yet.
Yep.
Govern Brown, who's still a big client of mine, John Brown, the owner of Govern Brown, once held $1 million of mine for longer than a year for no other reason than he could. And when I finally went to, okay, I'm starving, and I'm way past my lean period, everything's fucked, he looked at me and said, give me 5%. I'm like, what?
Right.
Fuck you. I'll give you 5%. Give me my fucking money.
So that shit,
That's a builder.
I talk about this
Those
all
are
the time.
builders. That's
Yeah.
that's what GCs do to small, especially if you're small. So if they're $1 billion, $2 billion, $10 billion firm, like an Ellis Don or PCL, who are multinational, billions and billions and billions, they have no problem screwing over a $5,000 PO for cleaning windows.
So I'll tell you this, and I say this all the time, maybe it's my Russian blood, that I protect my reputation quite literally with my life. I would spend 50 grand to collect 10. And I've done it before, because next time they'll pay you.
Right.
So we collect. And the fact when they start playing these games, I tell, listen, you don't want to pay me? I've collected 2%
I'm
a
going to
month.
send my wife after you.
No. That's the last resort. She does collection sometimes. I'm not even kidding.
Right, yeah, right.
Neil Dance, Kevin Stanley, I want you to contact me. I want you to both come on the Tim Byrne Almost Live show together and talk to me about window washing, the changes in the codes, on the labor laws, on safety. PM Expo, I mentioned that earlier. It's coming up. I'm getting a hair transplant. Yes, I am going a little bald, even though I have a ponytail. I will be getting a hair transplant. I'm going to film the whole thing for you so you can see what's going on. It's okay. It's a little vain, but I don't want to go bald. I got a young wife. I always tell everybody to put their head above the foxhole. Take a few bullets, you'll become a hero. Well, the truth is fear is one of those things that probably stops us from doing most things in this life. And it's one of the hardest things to admit that you have, and one of the hardest things to overcome. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. You better stick your head above that foxhole, because you won't become a hero unless you take a few bullets now and then. We'll see you next week.